Same set of 4 test cases we can automate in the active time itself. Just guide me. What is the first step what I have to do? Create a project. Can I do it on the desktop here? Then open Eclipse. While I am opening Eclipse, what it will ask? First I need to create a folder. First do that. That is a starting point for anything, right? Create a folder. Under class. Batch 121. I am going to create a project and I will name this as project 1. Yes, I will share you this entire folder to you, batch 121 folder to you, might be today or tomorrow, and I will remove these recordings. Don't worry, recordings won't be there inside that. I'll remove that and I will share you everything so that you will get all the code and everything whatever I have did till now. Okay. Batch 123 and 121, both of them will get batch 121 folder only. Okay. You will have all the programs whatever I have said. For both of them it is same only. Recordings I will remove. Don't worry. Already I have given in YouTube, right? That's it. You won't get the source videos. Don't worry. I have created a new folder called project 1. Under I have to allocate that. See, what I can do is I can copy this folder also. I can copy this folder and directly give this folder. Okay, that is equal to browse what you do. Then once it opens, what is the next step? What I'm going to do? I need to create a project, Java project. Did anyone started creating for your project, for your office projects? If you create, I will help you for your projects also. If you have any problems in automating, you can bring your laptops. I will help you to do that during weekdays. Weekdays I will have some lot of time. Whatever the project it might be, not a problem for me. If it is a web application, that's enough for me. We can automate. So that you also can learn more things. Or else if you want to start with a new project also, I will give you some other projects apart from this active time. We have A to Z groceries. You can automate this A to Z groceries.com. And I will give you the admin access also for this A to Z groceries. A to Z groceries.com/admin. I will give this username and password. If you want to do that, do automation with this project, and you can keep this project also to your resumes. Okay. I can log in into this demo at the rate A to Z groceries. I don't know what's the password. User is not active. Someone have changed the password. I have to reset it again. Okay, let me reset it later. I'll give you the username and password also. I have given admin access to last batch people. What they did is they tested the change password functionality. They tested the change password functionality and it got changed. Don't please test that change password. Apart from that, do all the things. Now I don't know the password of that mail. First I have to recover that password of that mail. Then I have to record the password of this application. It's a little bit headache for me. Okay, I have created a folder, assigned that folder as a workspace to Eclipse, and I have opened the Eclipse. Done. Next, I need to create a Java project. Okay, how? Go to file, new, Java project, or else go to other. I am going to go for Maven. Okay, quite different. That's it. Only creating is different, nothing beyond that. I am going for Maven project here. Go for Maven project here and click on next. And click on this create a simple project checkbox. There is a checkbox called create a simple project checkbox, right? Click on this and click on next. It will ask you a group ID and artifact ID. It will ask you a group ID and artifact ID. Group ID is nothing but your company name. Group ID is nothing but your company name. Artifact ID is nothing but your project name. Click on finish so that it will create a project. Look what happens in this corner. Creating project active time 0%, 71%, 99%. It is creating. Let it reach to 100%. Then you can building workspace. Now if you open this active time, you are able to see this. This is the project what I have created. Here no difference except you have too many SRCs here. You can use under any SRC, you can create a packages and start working with your Java. Normally they will testers will use test Java, test SRC, test Java is there, right? Under that particular folder they'll create a package. How many packages initially I am going to work? Two packages. What are those? Tasks and users. Let me create a skeleton structure first. I'm going to do the skeleton structure. Right click, testng, create testng. Here, what happened? I need to create a package first. Right click, new package. What is the package name? Com dot care dot active time dot tasks. You give the full name. You know what to give, right? Already I have said you yesterday. Right. I am just giving the tasks. I am going to create one more package. Users. Tasks, users. Okay. One more also base class. Whatever the packages you know why I am creating all these things, right? Base class. Like this, create different. One more called page classes. Whatever you want, you can create it. Under tasks, I am going to create a customer testng. New. What I am going to do? Create customer. No need. Under this particular, under active time, under src test.java, under this only I need that. I don't want to remove that. Here. Here, first time when you are creating for a project, what you have to do? Click on this. Add testng library. That is what you will be doing, right? Click on that and click on add testng library. Test, create customer, system.out.println. Like that you will be creating before class, after class, everything you will be creating. Where you will be creating the before class? Under the base class you will be creating, right? Create testng. I am going to create a class called base class. Base class. Here I will be creating a method called under before class. You will be writing open browser. Open browser, system.out.println, open browser. Like this you will be starting writing the code, right? Like this you will be starting writing the code here. You know what to fill the skeleton structure here completely. Okay, then imagine that I have written all the packages, all the classes here. You know what to fill it. Do you want to repeat that again? No need, right? Now what is the next step what I have to do? Remove the skeleton code and start implementing the actual code. Until now, what is the difference what I did from the previous yesterday's class and today's class? We have created a Java project. Here we have created a April 1 project, right? No, May 1. April 1 or May 1? Maven project. That is not Maven. That is Maven. That is not May1. Maven. That is a Maven project. Okay. I have created a Maven project. That's the only difference what I did from the yesterday's class to today's class. Right. Now, I am going to remove this. Imagine that I have implemented all the real code, skeleton structure. Then I am going to implement the actual code here. I am going to start writing WebDriver equal to new Firefox driver. I am not getting this. What I have to do for that? Jars is not there. What? Jar is not there, right? Selenium standalone server jar is not there. Then what I have to do? Import. Download and configure. What I have to do in that case? Inside this, create a folder called. Hey, project one, nothing is there. I have selected. I have selected this folder only, right? Anyone. You are telling something, Sadab? Yeah, this is 121 only. Inside. Late. I am not understanding what you guys are telling. I have directly created that folder, given that batch 121 folder itself. Okay, let it be. Not a problem. Huh? Okay, quickly I will close and so that while I am sharing the project to you, that won't be good enough. That's why. Should have said me at least, right, when I am opening Eclipse. I have given the batch 120 folder itself. That's the problem, actually. I'll do it again, redo it. I'm going for batch F classes, batch 121. Go to project 1, give this folder, assign this folder as a workspace to Eclipse and open Eclipse. Inside this, what is the next step? What I have to do? Create a Maven project. Go to file, new, other, Maven project, next. Click on a create a simple project checkbox. Okay, next. What is the group ID? Company name, project name, artifact ID is project name. Create this. Under this, start creating the. Wait, let it. It's creating the project. It will take time. Under this src, I am going to create a new package, tasks, users, test base, new package, test base, like this. Under this tasks, I am going to create a new testng class, create customer, done. Users, you create it. Wait. That is why I have left it to you. Yesterday also I just created. I didn't add any code. That is just left over to you. Here I am going to do that as create customer. System.out.println create customer. Under here right click, new, sorry, testng, create testng class. Base class, right? Base class. Under this I am going to, what is this? Before class. What is the method name? Open browser. Now I have created a base class. Now I am going to start writing system.out.println. I will remove that. Then I am going to write the actual code. WebDriver. I am not getting this. Why? Jar files are not there. Then what I can do inside this? Create a folder called jars. Keep all the jar files under that. That is what you do, right? Normally. But what I am going to do now is quite differently. I am going to do it. Look here. There is a folder called pom.xml, right? There is a file called pom.xml. It has created automatically when you created a Maven project. If you create April 1 project and all, it won't create. Right? You have to create Maven, which means that normal Java projects it won't create. Only for Maven project this pom.xml will get created. That's why what I have to do, create a Maven project when you are creating and open this pom.xml. Open this pom.xml. Open this pom.x. See, when I add the jar files, external jar files, all the classes and the interfaces, everything are there inside the jars. They have made it as a jar and given to us. Okay. Here, what I am going to do here is, I am going to add some 4 lines of code, which is nothing but dependency. For each and every jar file, whatever you are using, there will be a dependency. Add the dependencies here. Automatically it will download the Selenium standalone server and configure the Selenium standalone server. Dependency should be always under. Dependency should be always under dependencies tag. Dependency should be always under dependencies tag. Alright? Dependency should be always under dependencies tag. Where to download, where to get the dependency? Selenium standalone server Maven dependency. Search for Selenium standalone server Maven dependency, so that go to the official website docs.seleniumhq.org that you have, right? Let us go to that. Normally it is showing some. I will be going to seleniumhq.org. Prefer this. I will always prefer this website. Go here and you will have that Selenium standalone server dependency. Here it is showing this some lines of code, right? This is the dependency. Copy these lines of code and paste it inside the dependencies tag. Under pom.xml, under dependencies tag, you have to put the dependency. But this is going to download this 3.14.1.selenium standalone server. But do you want this? I want 2.53.1. Now see what happens if I press Ctrl S in this corner. See, I am going to press Ctrl S, which means that file save. It started building the workspace, which means that it started downloading. It will take some time to download, and it will download and it will configure the Selenium standalone server. You don't want to do that externally. You don't want to download, just add that 4 lines of code. Then that's done. Now go here and start writing your code. Wait, I'll come. WebDriver. I'm getting here, right? WebDriver, driver equal to new Firefox driver. Right? Are you getting this? Now, is this easy or the previous one is easy? This is very easy, right? If I tell initially itself, you will not know what happens, what is the jar file, you don't know. Now what they did is, they kept the jar file in this repository and they have given the path of that repository to you. Through internet you are downloading here also, but they have kept it in the repository. It is something they have made a ready-made package and keep it to you and making use of that. Earlier that is not. They have made a package, but you are downloading that and using it externally. You should know the difference. Nowadays everyone are using this only. That's why I taught you though that these many days, and now I have came to this. Yeah, your doubt now. Once the key that is in the Maven repository, Selenium. Once it downloads, right, it will download and make a local copy with you. If it doesn't work later, also it will go with this copy itself. Selenium HQ. See, this doesn't relate to anything with site. While downloading, it is take from the repository directory. If that site doesn't open, also if you give this dependency, it will download and it will take. No need to worry about that. Until unless you have a firewalls block, you cannot do anything. If there is a firewalls block, you can tell them to remove that firewall blocks. Tell your admin to remove that firewalls. That is see, in future you might use some other jar files also. What are the jar files you will use in future? Apache POI. There are some 10 to 12 Apache POI jar files, right? Each and every jar file will have one each dependency. Copy that dependency and you have to paste it, and you have to start working with Excel sheet, or else you cannot start working with your Excel sheet. Have you understood this? This is for let me do that also. Apache. Imagine that there are two requirements required to work with Excel. I want to start working with Excel. Then what I have to do? Download the Control A, Control I, align it properly. Dependency should be under dependency stack, right? So that I am going to create the dependency. Now, what is the next dependencies? What you are going to copy paste? Apache POI. Tell me what to search here. Apache POI Maven dependency. Then go with this Maven repository. MVN repository. See here, POI XML, POI scratchpad, each and every file, POI, OOI XML schema, OOI XML schema, these things you have, right? The same thing when you go and see inside your jar files also, you will have the same thing only. When you go to the downloads, when you have downloaded any file, first you will be downloading the Apache POI jar files, right? Once you go inside this folder also, you will be getting that only exactly. You will have POI, OOI XML, POI, OOI XML schema, POI scratchpad. This is the same for each and every file. You have a dependency. For each and every jar file, you have a dependency. What you have to do, open each and every link here. There will be a dependency inside that. Copy the dependency and paste it so that it will configure automatically. If you don't want the latest version, if you want the previous version also, you can click on that and copy this particular version and paste it. Copy this dependency. Dependency should be under dependency stack. Now save this. It will start building the workspace. It started downloading and configuring. If your net is speed, then it will do quickly, or else it will take some time. To do this, for sure you should have internet connection, or else you cannot do that, because it is going to download initially first time. Next time onwards it is not required. It will download and configure it to your local machine. In the same way, start going with the other dependencies. Some one or two dependencies I will copy paste that. This dependency, all the dependencies like that, copy and paste the dependencies. Copy this dependency. I've copied all the dependencies and pasted, right? Likewise, copy all the dependency and paste it here. Are you understanding this? Now start working with your Excel sheet. Start working with your Excel sheet also. Now first what I did, I have written a skeleton code, started implementing the code, then started revamping the code also. Now what is the next step? You are going to run the file. You need to create XML files. So likewise, same way however you have did yesterday, likewise create an XML files also. Let me copy paste the XML files from my previous under classes, under batch 121. I have a project. Under that I have active time. Under that I have some XMLs, right? I will copy these XMLs and paste it. I will copy these XMLs and paste it. Paste this XML to my project. You know how to create these XMLs, I guess, already. Okay. Now I have written all the code. I have the XMLs. Everything is set ready. What is the next step? What I have to do? Run. I want to run that. What is the advantage of doing these dependencies? One is no need to add externals. Why can't you do that itself? What is the difference? You can do that. When there is a version change, right? You have to remove that, add this and lot of things here. Just change the version name here. Press Ctrl S. It will take that version name. Okay. That is how you will be doing. That is one advantage. When there is a version change, just change the name in the dependencies, which means that in the pom.xml automatically it will get changed. Remaining everything is the same. While creating the project you have made a small difference, and while you are configuring the jar files, these are the two differences, and one more difference is also there. I will tell you that what is next. Now if I run this customers.xml, only customer.xml, create customer and delete customer will run. If I run smoke.xml, only smoke testing will run. If I run functionality.xml, only for I want to run smoke.xml once, and as soon as I finish the smoke.xml, I want to start triggering the functionality.xml. How to do that? I want to do that manually only. Right? Yes or no? I want to do that manually. Then that what I can do is, there is an option called Surefire plugin. You can implement that Surefire plugin inside your pom.xml. Just a minute. Okay, implement Surefire plugin. Inside the Surefire plugin, mention all the XMLs. Smoke.xml, then functionality.xml, Likewise, mention all the XMLs inside the Surefire plugin. Keep the Surefire plugin inside the pom.xml and run the pom.xml. You always have to run the pom.xml only. You should not run any other file going further. Are you getting this? Inside the pom.xml, you have to implement the Surefire plugin. Inside Surefire plugin, mention all the XMLs whatever you want to run. And if you want to run one XML also, only smoke.xml also, keep it inside the Surefire plugin and keep the that particular XML, smoke.xml, and run the pom.xml always. Don't run the XMLs independently going further. Right? So that what I have to do now, implement the plugins. Plugin should be always under build tag. Under build tag, there is a option called plugins. Under plugins, plugin should be there. I need Surefire plugin, right? That plugin should be under this. Keep that plugin. Plugins should be under. See, build contains plugins. Plugins contain plugin again. That is how the hierarchy what you have to follow. Now search in Google for Surefire plugin. Surefire plugin. Maven dependency. Surefire plugin Maven dependency. Any doubts? Anything. Working with different browsers already we have implemented in the code. It is nothing related to Firefox or Chrome, whatever we are doing. It's a common project building. Maven is just a build tool to build the project. That's it. Nothing beyond that. Maven is used to build the project. Either you can create any kind of project inside that. Okay. Still loading. You should have bought that big can itself and kept it there. Right click, open link in new tab. Surefire plugin for Maven. There is some lines of code. What you have to copy and paste it inside that. The plugin lines of code. Just open right. Inside this is the one. This is the one. You have to copy these lines of code and paste it to the here. Build plugins. Plugin is there. Here I have mentioned, they have mentioned by default testng.xml. I am going to mention a smoke.xml. If you want one more, then what you can do, copy this, paste it here, make it as smoke functionality.xml like this. Save this. Now run the pom.xml. Directly what happens, it will come to the Surefire plugin. Take all the XMLs which are there in the Surefire plugin. First it will go to the first XML here, smoke.xml. Inside smoke.xml, what we have mentioned, we have to, it is clearly mentioned that create customer and create user should get executed inside that. Then it will go to the create customer. When it goes to the create customer, it will try to execute the create customer, but there are some preconditions and post conditions. Inside the smoke.xml, it is clearly mentioned that create customer and create user. First it will go to the create user. It will go inside the create user, but create user is extending the base class. It is extending the base class, right? Base class. Since the create customer is extending the base, since it is extending the base class, preconditions and post conditions are inside that. Then it will go to the base class. When it goes to the base class, it will try to start with the before class first. When it tries to write the before class, it takes the browser name from the Excel sheet. That is what we have coded yesterday. Then it will go, it will make use of the data driven framework and take the browser name from the Excel sheet. That particular browser it will run. Then it will start logging into the application. There in between we have added the checkpoints also. Then it will start logging into the page. While logging in also, username and password it will take from the Excel sheet by using the data driven framework. Then how your data driven framework, there is a long chain what you are doing. Then it will come after logging in, it will come to the create customer. It will do all the actions in the create customer. While creating the customer also, username, customer name, description, it will take the data from Excel sheet. Then while it is about to exit the create customer, it checks any after hook is there for the method and class. It will work accordingly and it will come out. Then it will go for the create user. Then smoke testing is run successfully. Then once the smoke testing is done, then it will go to the functionality testing. When they ask you to explain about the project, this is what you have to explain. I'll give you a clear explanation how you have to explain this project also to the interviewer. Same way you can build it the project for your project also. You can start explaining to the interviewer. That I will teach you in the next session. I mean after finishing this Maven. Now you are understanding how Maven works. It is just a build tool to build the project. You will not be doing anything. Apache is a dependency management tool from Apache. Maven is a dependency management tool from Apache which help us to download the dependencies directly from Apache POI, like Selenium standard, everything we can do it automatically. It is just a build tool what we will be using. Have you understood this? And after running this also, if you want to see the output, where you will see the output finally? Test report. I said that is very important, and take down in your notes also I said. HTML. Where that HTML will be? Under the project, there is a folder called test-output. Under the test-output, there is a file called emailable-report.html. There is a wide gap between the answer what I say and what the answers you guys are saying. Because I am an experienced, you are a fake experienced. Right? You should not showcase yourself. You yourself are showcasing that. I am not doing that. Right? You have to clearly tell that. Think that the interviewer who is asking also doesn't know anything. You explain them clearly. So that they will get a better, they will come to know that you have a better organizing skills. Right? This is all about Maven. Any doubts with Maven now? Can you start creating the project with Maven? First create a normal Java project. Learn completely that. Then jump into the Maven. When you are working with Maven, you will get lot of troubles. But normally when you are working in companies, right, we will have Java developers along with us. They will quickly resolve it and they will give it to you. That is some completely which is related to Java development activities. What you will be facing. Some jar files which will not get downloaded. It will mismatch with the files, all these things. It will show you some red marks and all those things. That anyhow when you start, until yesterday's class if you learn, the remaining things, you cannot implement that practically and you cannot do that. If you can do it, you can do it. But it will take too much of time to solve the errors and all. Just try to learn this once. If you know what is Maven, now you have learned what is Maven. Try to create one time. Try to create one time and learn it. Don't expect output. You cannot expect sometimes. Sometimes you can expect, sometimes you cannot expect. If you are not getting also, just leave it. Create 1 to 2 times and come to know clearly what happens here. That's enough. What is the difference between the normal project and this project? Then they might ask you the question, what is the advantage if you use Maven project? Why can't you create a normal Java project and use that? Where the dependencies, when there is a change in the version, every time I have to remove the jar file and attach a new jar file, where else if I just change the version name, press Ctrl S, it will download automatically. And if I want to run multiple XMLs also, I cannot run the multiple XMLs if I use the .java, create a Java project. Here I can run multiple XMLs at a time. These are the advantages what we will be using. Just adding the dependencies will help you. Yeah. To run. Yes. Command mvn. You have to go to command prompt and run mvn space the project name. It will run. That is a command prompt. Yes. Command mvn. You have to go to command prompt and run mvn space the project name. It will run. That is a command prompt. What you will be doing. Or else when you are running, right, how will you run in the sense? Right click. I'll tell you about how to run. Run as Maven build. There is an option called Maven build. You can run like this. Or else what you can do, go to the command prompt. Where is this project located? Let me go to the properties. This is where your project is located, right? Go to the command prompt. Go to the command prompt, cd space, go to, I have gone to this particular folder. I have gone to the folder. Now I have pom.xml. I can run the pom.xml. mvn clean install project name. mvn clean install. If you just run this, it will run. No need to mention the pom.xml also. Just mvn and clean install. It will clean the previous history and install. Or else you can just give mvn install also. It will just run that. This is a command to run. This is what you are asking, right? Through command prompt how to run. Yeah, that's it. Go to the folder where your project is located. Then run this command, mvn clean install. It will run. Any other doubts, guys? What you did yesterday, when you have created in the base class, in the before class, what you did? You are taking the browser name from Excel sheet and you are running that. different. If it is not running, then you have to match with that accordingly. How you can do that? You see, in that case, take the version name also from the Excel sheet itself. Based on that, you have to make a conditions there. If conditions, if the version number is 37.0, then run that, or else throw an error, something like that. You have to make it by yourself. Normally, you won't face that issues and all. Now you will fix to your versions. Whenever there is a version change, you will change everything accordingly, and you will run that. You will not pause this during runtime and all. That is not advised to use it. You can do that, but that is not advised to go like that. Have you understood this? This is the better way, or the previous one is the better? This is very easy to do everything, right? That's why people follow this. This is the advanced one. Earlier, before 5 years and all, we don't have these options. From past 5 years, we are getting this. And that to Maven, they are implementing. Whenever you create a jar also, if you create your own jar, you can upload to the Maven repository and give the path to someone. They will add the dependency and they will just download it and use it. You will never create a jar and give the jars directly. Very rarely that happens. Sometimes when you upload to the repository, while it is downloading, if there is a path deviation or something, then you will be adding through external jars also. Now, in this situation also, you can add external jars also if you want. With Maven project, you can add external jars as well as you can go with dependencies also. Both the ways you can do it. Here, if you are unable, after creating Maven project, if you try to download through dependency, if it is not getting, just go with jars itself. It will still work. But the reason why we are creating Maven itself is to go through dependencies. Maximum we have to try to avoid that. Sometimes when we are working in companies, right, they will create a jar. They won't upload it to the repository. They will pass it through your mail. In that case, you have to attach that. And you have to work. In that case, that also will work here. Both the ways it will work. Understood? Any doubts with this? Can you start taking down the notes for this? Maven, take down. Maven is a dependency management tool. There is no in the notes, whatever I am going to provide it to you, that book doesn't have this. Maven. This is our updated concept actually. Maven is a dependency management tool. Maven is a dependency management tool from Apache. Need pen? Maven is a dependency management tool from Apache. Maven is a dependency management tool from Apache, which can help us manage the dependency, which can help us manage the dependency which can help us manage the dependency for Selenium WebDriver, Apache POI, etc. Full stop. The latest versions of these APIs, will be uploaded in Maven repository, and we can connect to the repository and pull the latest version. Take down below heading. Configuring Maven for Eclipse. configuring Maven for Eclipse. Below that, step 1. First step, create a folder, assign that folder as a workspace to Eclipse and open Eclipse. Create a folder. Online guys, are you able to see my screen? Anyone can answer? Yes, I have. Okay then. Okay then, fine. Create a folder, assign that folder as a workspace to Eclipse and open Eclipse. Go to file, next step, go to file, arrow mark new, arrow mark other, arrow mark Maven, other, only one other. After that, Maven, arrow mark Maven project, arrow mark. Click on create a simple project check. Arrow mark next, arrow mark. Click on create a simple project checkbox. Click on create a simple project checkbox. Arrow mark next. Full stop. Below that, next point. In the configure project window, provide a group ID. In the configure project window, provide a group ID. In the configure project window, provide a group ID. That is IE, that is company name or organization name. In bracket example, that is IE, that is company name or organization name. In bracket KRN, comma, TechExcel, comma, etc. STB, something. Okay. Right. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Can I call you after 6 o'clock? I'm in class now. 2 to 6 I have a class now. Okay guys. Next. And provide an artifact ID. That is project name. Example, active time, comma, A to Z groceries, comma, etc. And click on finish. A Maven project will be created. A Maven project will be created. Double click on pom.xml and take down this pom.xml. There is no option for you, you have to take down this pom.xml. Take down this. Double click on pom.xml and take down this pom.xml. I've zoomed it. That's it. Blinking. Okay. Still blinking? Yeah, tell me. Everything till the last minute of the class, I will share all the videos. No doubt in that. Everything it is there. Yes, yes, I will share. Not a problem. In your, don't use demo.actitime.com. That is used by all the beginners who are learning Selenium. A to Z groceries you can keep it. I will explain you once you finish the mock interview. I will take one-to-one sessions for you. What the project you have to keep everything. First learn concepts properly. Then I will help you everything. Take down this. Against. Take down. Half an hour I will give you. Let me finish Jenkins also. And how to explain. You need a break? Okay. Yeah, take down. Just kept there and came. That's it. Morning breakfast at 11. Breakfast at 10. 10 or 11 in the morning. Regular time. Wait. Let them finish. Done everyone? There is one show in Telugu where they break the eggs. Omkar used to do that show. I forget. Seventh Sense or something. When you are about to break that egg, 1 second he will tell. Just before breaking. Just before opening the answers, he will tell 1 second. Then again he will take. Sixth sense or seventh sense, I don't know. Sixth sense. Okay. Done? Yeah. Now you can take down this. Still up. This is the starting one. No need of first 3 lines. This is just description. I mean commented lines. These things, these first lines, you will get it automatically when you create a project. See, at the rate find by used to identify the elements. That's n keys. After that, we are performing the action. There, we have to use take the data from Excel sheet. Yes, yes, yes. It's a becomes a local variable. Make it as public. Make that as a public. Web element equal to you are giving name, right? Public web element, give that name. Then it will happen correctly. That is what. Use public before that. That's enough. It will solve it. Static. Okay. See, when we are designing, we are using assertions, right? Other class of test ng. That is static methods what we have used, right? That depends upon the situation what we are using. Everywhere we cannot use that. If you want, you can declare static and use it also. If it doesn't affect your functionality anywhere. Going further, if you implement, you can use that. Static, yes, you can. You can do that. Guys, any other doubts? Finished? Next. Okay, look here. You can do that Chrome path and XPath later. Listen. Who is that who has pinged? See, now I have created a project here and I know where to start and where to end. I know where to start and where to end now. But the problem here is, if I tell every day to run that project, morning 6 o'clock once, afternoon 11 o'clock once, and evening 5 o'clock once, and night 11 o'clock once. If I ask Murli to do that, for sure he will ask, if I want to do 24/7 support, increase my salary double the time. Of course, not only Murli, anyone will ask you the same thing. 24/7, I have to keep on keeping an alarm and I have to run that every time. Vinaya, don't send IM messages, please. So that what I have to do, I have to automate that also. If I automate that, I want to run this pom.xml every day 4 times. And after finishing as soon as I finish the run, I want to send that emailable -report to all my team members. That's my job. To do that job itself, I have to hire one employee to run and to do that. That is why we can automate that also. We can achieve that. Continuously, I have to integrate that project. Continuously, I have to run that project and submit the results. To do that, I am going to use Jenkins and I am going to achieve that. Jenkins is a continuous integration tool. Jenkins is a continuous integration tool. Which one? Jenkins and Bamboo. I don't know about Bamboo. I have never worked on Bamboo. Scheduling the jobs. Then that also will be. Bamboo. I don't know about the tool. I have never used and I have not heard about the tool also. Bamboo, if you want, I want to do some research on that and I have to tell that. I want to see that whether it is a project build tool or else it is a continuous integration tool. I don't know about that. First, I want to see about the tool. Then I can tell that. As of now, I don't have that idea. Cucumber, I didn't teach. Wait. Did I teach that yet? It is there in our roadmap, Cucumber, but I didn't teach. Which one? Cucumber, you want to learn now itself? Can we drop this topic and go for that? Wait for some time. It is there. If it is something there in the roadmap, I will teach for sure, right? What she has asked is not there in our roadmap itself, Bamboo. That's why I am telling that it is not there. I don't have idea, so that. Wait, Cucumber. Now what is the topic what we are learning now? Maven we have done. Next is we are going to learn Jenkins. Okay. We have another 2.5 hours. Up to here we are covered completely one by one and we are coming, right? Do you have any doubts in these topics whatever I have taught? You can ask. If you are asking this further more topics, I have to drop this topic and I have to directly come to this. Now we are going to see about Jenkins. Can I miss the order anywhere whatever I have teach? Can I skip the order at least? You can give me the suggestion where I can take the topic before or after also, so that I can work according to that. At least for next batch I can do that. There is no way how I can skip and I cannot take that. Right? Wait for some more time. Now. Okay. Analyze. Okay, fine. I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling that I'm going to teach further. Wait, let me open this. It will take some time. Let me run this and come. It will take a lot of time to open. Repair. It will take spanners and repair. Okay, let it run at the background. Now, what is the purpose of Jenkins? See, if I want to run that pom.xml every day at regular intervals, and if I want to submit the results, to continuously integrate that, we are going to use a continuous integration tool called Jenkins. Jenkins is called a continuous integration tool. I am just going to guide you a rough sketch on this, because I need the servers and all those things to do that. That's why I'll give you a rough idea on this, how to do that, so that you can start. Once you start working in your companies, they will give the server permissions. You can start working on that. I'm going to do that in my local machine now. The same thing you can do it in your server machines also. Now, to work with Jenkins, first we want to install the Jenkins, right? To download the nodes for this, take down the running nodes. Jenkins is a continuous integration tool. Jenkins is a continuous integration tool. CI tools, CI/CD tools, continuous integration and continuous delivery tools. Jenkins. Power cut. Only we will get the power. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. Can you switch off that first one? First light. First one. You didn't phrase the blur or what? CI/CD tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. CD in the sense continuous delivery, continuous integration, continuous delivery, either continuous integration and continuous delivery. Where to download and how to install? Go to jenkins.io. Go to jenkins.io/download. Jenkins.io/download URL to download the software. Jenkins software. Jenkins.io. This grandfather is there, right? Just near this grandfather we have download. Click on this. He will give you the software to you. Then you can install it. Okay. This little blinking, let me know. Once you download that, you will get this software, Jenkins software. Jenkins.exe. Okay, then click on next and install it. That is a .exe file only. Click on next and install it. At the last step of it will install. Once you install that, then to open that, it is still installing in my machine. It will become slow. Then after that, what you have to do to open that software, open your browser, go to localhost:8080. Localhost:8080. Just once you try to, when you try to open that, it will open Jenkins. It will take some time. It is still installing in my machine. Before that, let us gather the inputs. What are the inputs what we are going to provide? See, to this Jenkins tools, first I need to mention which file I need to run. I need to run pom.xml. Pom.xml is my source file, right? Which file I need to get the output? Which file I have to submit to my managers? Switch off the suddenly. Pom.xml. Which file I have to submit to my managers? Emailable hyphen report dot html. This is the file. And what time intervals I want to mention? That time intervals also is an input, right? And to whomever email IDs I need to send or collect all the emails. These are the parameters what I have to pass it to Jenkins. Create a project and pass these parameters to the Jenkins. Which file you need to run, input, output, time intervals, to email IDs, to whomever you have to send, all these things. Then and start work. See, once you let me close this. Close the window. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, tell me, Pratima. Yes, yes. Can you ping me in WhatsApp? Ping me hi so that I will schedule you. I am in class now. Other report. See, first time when you open localhost colon 8080, it won't ask you username and password normally. What it will ask you is, it will ask you first name, last name, it will ask a sign up form. It will ask you a sign up form. Can I switch off that and switch on this for some time? Switch on this. First create a username and password here. Create a username and password so that I mean first time when you log in, when you open localhost colon 8080, it will ask first name, last name, password, confirm password, everything. Click on that. It will not send any mail and all. It will create locally. Next you can then it will automatically redirect to the login page. Give the username and password whatever you have created and log in into this so that it will log in. Jenkins will log in. Inside that, create a project and add all the parameters whatever you have collected. Add all the parameters, save the project so that what happens here at the time intervals whatever you have mentioned, whatever the time intervals you have mentioned, it will pick this source file, run that. Once it runs, once the run complete, it will send this destination file to the email IDs whatever you have mentioned here. That is all about Jenkins, how it works. Okay. Now this is a project. Let me delete this. This is the previous batch I have created. Let me delete this project. This is the dashboard what you will be getting as soon as you log in. Localhost colon 8080 you will begin. You will install the file. At the last step of installation, once you click on finish, automatically it will open with the browser with localhost colon 8080, or else you open it if you want with the different browser. By default it will open with the default browser. You will open it the different browser. Create a new item. Click on the create new item. Give the name for the project. Acti time is a project what I am going to create. Click on freestyle project, or else sometimes you will have a Maven project also here. If you have a Maven project, click on the Maven project. I have removed the plugin in my machine due to some problem. You click on that Maven project. I am going to click on this freestyle project and click on OK. It will create the project. Once it creates the project, it will go inside that and it will ask you the parameters. What are the parameters you have to pass? Normally this job is done by the admin guys, or else the one who is working as a DevOps engineer will do that. But in some small companies and all, you have to take care of that. They'll tell you can learn and do that by yourself. I am just giving a rough idea what to do that here. This is the same thing what you are going to do. Once it opens, you will give the description of this project is used to project is used to test the active time or something. You will write it, and below that you will give I'll tell about this git version and whatever. Build periodically, you will keep this build periodically and mention every day at morning 6 o'clock you are 6 o'clock you have to give, right? 0 to 7, which means 7 working days. Every day at 11 o'clock you have to do once. 0 to 7, 7 working days. Again every day at evening 6 o'clock you have to do once. 0 to 7. Like this you have to mention all the time intervals. This is the number of days in the braces. Inside this are the time intervals whatever you want to run. And come down, you have add post build actions. After finishing the run, what you have to do? Emailable notifications. Mention all the email IDs to whomever you have to mention. So that, and save the project. Once you save the project, it will take the pom.xml. You have to give the pom.xml path also on the above parameters. You have to mention the pom.xml, and you have to mention the emailable hyphen report, and you have to mention the time intervals. You have to mention email IDs. Everything you have to mention in that. Save the project. So that what happens here in the sense, once you save the project, it will take that at that your system should be on. Your system should be on, so that when that time interval reaches, it will trigger the project. It will run. And it will once the complete run is done, it will send that emailable hyphen report.html to the email IDs to whomever you have mentioned, so that I don't want to pay extra salary to run this again and again. Everything it is automated. These are all one time setup. What you are going to do that. Your main goal is to focus on writing the code for the new test cases. Are you getting this? Any doubts with Jenkins now? Right? If you want to run this now, I want to run this now. I don't want to run at the time intervals. You want to run, either you will be going to the project and you will be right click on the pom.xml and you can do a Maven build and you can run that. Or else what you can do here is, you can come here, build now. It will build it automatically. It will go to the pom.xml, trigger that, run that, and after finishing that, it will send the mails also automatically. That is all about. Which for so? Pom dot? Huh. Inside that, go to configure project window. There you will be having some other parameters here to give that. Here normally you will be using Git, and you will be giving the repository here where you have your file pom.xml. You will give that repository so that it will run that repository. Okay, path, give that path. Okay, have you understood this? Any doubts with this, guys? Now wait, after 5 more minutes you can ask your doubts. Now there are 5 developers who are going to start working with this ActiveTime project. I am going to hire 5 of them. All lazy peoples, I will hire them. Okay, I will hire Pramod, Divyanshu, Neetu and some others, and I am going to start working with the project. I am going to work on, I am a manager and I have hired 4 of them, and he will he is going to work on create customer, he is going to work on delete customer, she is going to work on create user, and you are going to work on delete user. Everyone will be working. I have created a project structure first, and I have given the project to you, and you have taken it through pen drive and you have started working. Once you are done with your job, how will you give that file? If you copy paste the code and give it to me, my work will be done to assemble the project itself. Is it the right way to do that? Is it the right way? So that I have to come up with some technology where you can manage the project by yourself, where you can manage the code by yourself. Okay, if you give the project to me, if I copy the project and keep it with me, and if you give the project next to me, I will remove your project, and if I keep your project, your changes will not be merged to me. Right? Then there is a big problem with merging the code here. And if I am doing manually with 4 or 5 people, it's okay. If 100 people are working, then it is too difficult for one employee to manage also. It is quite difficult. People will keep on standing in the queue and giving the code to me. That is what it will happen, right? It becomes like a government office again. It will not be a private office. Alright, then what to do for that? That's why what I am going to do is, we are going to use a technology called Git. I am not going to teach you Git. I will give you videos where you can learn by yourself. Git videos. I will tell you how it works, so that you will get a rough idea. In interviews also, if they ask, they will not ask anything about that. How will you manage the code among yourself if there are 5 employees? Then you can tell that we are using Git. There will not be any furthermore questions in interviews also for you. That's why I am going to give you a rough idea on that. Even though if it is not on our syllabus, no worries, just learn this. This is very much helpful for you if you are going as an experienced. I'll give you the videos. Today evening I will share you the videos. Already it's there. It's a public videos only. It's not private videos also. I'll share that links to you. Okay. I need Blackboard to explain that. Let it go. Still warranty is there. We can try. Okay. Now, how to assemble this code in the sense? First, imagine that there are 4 employees. First, what I will do as a manager, I will create a repository. I will create a Git repository. I will create a Git repository, and I will deploy the code. I will be creating the skeleton structure first, right? With system.out.println. I will put that code inside this. That entire ActiveTime folder, I will put this inside this repository. Repository is also a folder only, where I will be giving others for permissions to access. I will create a repository and put that code inside that. The complete project folder is there, right? I will put that folder inside that repository. What as a first developer, what Pramod will be doing is, he will be downloading that into his machine. He is the first developer who is going to, he will download that, and he will be starting working with his create customer. And others, everyone, what they will do is, they will be starting downloading this, and they will be starting working with that. Everyone will do like that. Okay. Once once who finishes their work, right, what they do is, first, as soon as Pramod does his work, he will upload the code to his repository, which means that whatever he had did the change, first he will upload the code. First he will upload the code. He will do the changes, whatever the changes which is there with the current project, with the changes whatever he has did it. He will merge the code, and he will give the updated code to the repository. He will upload the code to the repository. The uploaded code will be there into the repository. In the next second, might be the tester 2 has to commit the code. When he wants to commit the code, he cannot commit the code directly to the repository. What he has to do as a first step is, he has to pull the code from the repository, which means that he will be getting the Pramod's code also. He will be getting a merge conflict. There is someone also has committed the code. Merge that code also. In that case, what happens? He has to first upload the code to his local machine, do the changes, then give the updated code to the repository. When the third tester is going to do the changes, he has to take the code. Even if he has done the code, before committing the code to the repository, first he has to take the update from the repository. See what are the changes. So that when the third person is committing the code, right, he will be having the previous code of 2 persons. Then the third person's code he will merge, and he will finally put it into the repository. Whenever he wants to commit the code, he cannot commit the code directly. First he wants to take the update. But sometimes within the time we take the upload and we commit the code and do the merge changes, by the time itself someone will also commit the code. There will be conflicts which happens. Before the committing the code, just take the update. See the merge conflicts. Like that you have to do that. Or else there will be a, normally if there are 20-30 employees, normally there will be a maximum of 20 to 30 employees. That will not happen. Very rare cases that happens within a second. Okay, that is how you have to. Finally, where the updated code will fall? inside the repository, inside the Git repository. Even the pom.xml, everything will be there. If you are adding some dependencies, he will add the dependencies and he will update that into the pom.xml which is there inside the Git repository. Finally, manager won't ask anyone's code. He will just run the pom.xml. He will just open the pom.xml, whatever the testing types for functionality.xml or smoke.xml, whatever he want to run, he will do the changes and he will run the pom.xml. Finally, that pom.xml you will put it inside this Jenkins. You will not put your local repository there. I have clicked on the Git repository there and it has asked the URL, right? When you go to this configure, here you will not give your local machines. You will give the Git repository. Configure project. Here it is asking Git repo. Here you are having a Git, right? You will be having a URL 192.168, whichever the server Git repository you are using. Up unto pom.xml, actitime/pom.xml, the complete path you will give it here. Now got it? Your doubt is solved? Now, of course, these are, see, when you go as an experience, right, if they have built the project already, everything they will give you a ready-made setup for you. You will not do all these things at all. You will not get a chance at all to do all these things. If it is a startup company, if you are going to start the project with you, if they are going to start the project, then you have to do. In that case also, there will be DevOps engineers, where you will be getting everything. You can ask them, create a Git repository and give me the URL. It is their job to do that. If you are going beyond that, where in a company, if you are the only employee, then in that case, it's your unluck. Sometimes you will be getting that also. Oh yeah, you have got the power? Yeah, switch on that. Viru sir, power ochindi on cheskondi. Yeah, tell me. Someone is asking some doubts. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, okay. No, I'll manage. Okay, this is all about Maven, Jenkins, and Git. Have you understood this?
Like I don't run normal Java project. I just want to schedule my jobs for the Jenkins. Can I use directly?
Yes.
So in the repository, you said it, I have to mention the Git repository. What if I just want to give my own?
See, if you want to do that in the local, from local machines, you have to run now what?
Yes.
This is none is there. Some other advanced options, you have to go to some advanced options here. Somewhere you will be having some other options are there. Even I have to search that.
Meanwhile, I don't have Git and all. I just want to run.
Yes, if you have that, there are some advanced options. Even I have to Google that and find out how to create. Just Google it for in Jenkins. I want to. How to provide local repository in the Jenkins project. You will get it. They will give some options. Just follow that options. It is very easy only. I have did it once, but I have forgot that where exactly is that. Source code management. Trigger building. This is not. That is for continuous chaining. Somewhere it is there. I don't know. Even I have to search that. Any other doubts? What you have, guys? See, after this session, in the next session, what I am going to teach you is how to explain this project to the interviewer. What are your daily roles and responsibilities? The office. That is also an important interview question. What you will be getting. Next to that, next we will have any of 1.5 hour of session again. After finishing these two things, then we can see about Cucumber. Cucumber 1 hour to 1 hour. If you learn all this Selenium, right? Cucumber is just, see, when I am starting the Selenium project, only the starting point is vary. The same like while starting itself it is vary. Remaining everything it will be applied again. Only starting the Cucumber it will be quite difficult. I will make you how to start that here. We can see that practically completely here. Remaining things, everything you have to apply Selenium there. It is very easy for you to learn that. Okay, so that we will have a time also. And if time permits, I will give you the remaining 20 questions also, or else I will mail you. Let's see that later at the end of the course. Any other doubts, guys? Break. Let me leave a break. I thought to finish that explaining the project to the interviewer as well as daily roles and responsibilities. We can after the break, not a problem. Okay, explain this. Explain.